All right. You're probably wondering why it's dark in my office. And you're probably wondering why I wasn't even talking to you whenever the video started. Let me tell you what I've done today. So I'm in my office and I do a video on my business account on Facebook. And I'm showing off the harvest collection, which I just spilled all over me. And this is the chaos that I have that's going on today. It's like every time I turn around, just something is going wrong. Now, I can get upset about it and I can be like, and I can yell and scream and I can just have the moment I'm having, or I can clean up my mess. I can clean up my area. I can straighten up what's going on. Like, guys, I spilled the diffuser lid was stuck, or the diffuser base was stuck to that, and you just saw it happen. So that's kind of how my morning is. But I'm not stopping. I didn't stop recording this. I'm not going to stop recording when I did my TikTok or when I did my business. If you guys look at my business account, there was many times that I messed up, or the light didn't turn on, or the diffuser. It's showing just real life things that happen because we're not perfect. My video originally was going to start and I was going to show you guys what I was doing today. So here is the diffuser. I don't even know if, yep, there's still enough water in there right now. The light comes on. You know, these are great to show, but it needs to be dark. I don't even have my ring light on right now. I showed them that this is how my diffuser normally sits with I tell them about the shade, stargazing shade. Here it is. It's Halloween. It's harvest time. And guys, I just got this new warmer or the diffuser shade. Here it is. You can get it separate. You can get it together. And as you guys saw, I didn't grab the base. I messed up. Let's get the light on. I have a mess here. I have water all over my desk. Oh, now it's kind of bright. There we go. It's chaos. But you know what? Our life is chaos. You're never going to have a perfect day. You're never, oh, come on, turn off. Okay, let me just unplug it. That'll be good because that's what it was earlier. It was unplugged. You're never going to have a perfect day. You're never going to have a perfect time. You're never going to have the perfect environment, the perfect setup, the perfect camera, the perfect microphone, the perfect followers, the perfect setup, anything. You're never going to have it perfect. It's never going to be perfect. But it can be perfect for you. It can work for you as long as you know that stuff is going to happen. Guys, it's going to get crazy. Look, I'm even going to go turn on, and I don't ever show my whole body, but here we go. You just have to be you. You just have to keep being you. Because guess what? There's nobody else like you. There's nobody else that has your drive, your family, your instinct, your love for different products, your love for entertaining or educating or anything else. No one else is going to have your love and your drive. And your teamies are not going to have your love and your drive. But the best thing, I'm stuck on my carpet. The best thing you can do is just keep going. The best you can do is pick up where you're at and go from there because we're all on different journeys. We all have different like backgrounds. We all have different experiences. We all have different education levels. We all have different skill types that may help the here or now or later or whatever. My journey started when I was 16 years old and I started working at McDonald's. I was quickly moved as a cashier on the front to drive through on Saturday mornings. I had to be there at 4:30 because we opened at 5 and I did the drive through. I learned how to enunciate. I learned how to not be so slangy or twangy whenever I'm in the drive through, especially on those little headsets. And I was really good at math. So I was able to calculate all the meals because back in the day, back in like it was 1994 or 5, the meals were all like 1.99. So that means the price was 2.15 here in Texas. So if you add 2.15 and 2.15, that's 4.30. It was real easy to be able to come up with prices and everything else because everything was pretty much the same price. They just had different options. Like almost all the Happy Meals were the same, and I want to say that those may have been the ones that were 2.15. It may have been like 2.99 for the number one, which was 325. I mean, it was just real easy to be able to come up with prices so I could be doing other things while taking someone's order, unless they started getting real complicated, like, no onions, extra pickles, no lettuce, but extra tomatoes. Wait, hold on, but I want it dry, but I want ketchup on the side. Like the the weird orders, the ones that are complicated. So, on my next job, I ended up leaving there. I was there a long time. I actually did the parties for the birthday parties at McDonald's. And so I was in front of a whole bunch of kids. Now, I'm 16 at the time. In the beginning, I didn't even have a car. I walked 2 miles to work every day after school, or I'd get a ride back from somebody. Like if they brought me home from school, I would grab my clothes, change real quick, and I'd have them drop me off, even if it was early for my shift during the week. And on the weekends, I had to beg my parents to take me because that was early. And of course, my dad was always up that early. So he took me and dropped me off, and then I'd be there all day. I would work from like 4:30 until 8 or 9 o'clock at night on the weekends, because I needed the money. That was my drive. Like I needed the money, so I was going to work as much as they would allow me to work. My parents only wanted 20 hours a week, so I did most of mine on Saturdays and Sundays, and I opened and closed. I mean, I closed during the week a couple of times, and then I was like, I can't do every Saturday and Sunday for 12 hours. Like it was a lot. So I started off in retail. I started off in fast food. I started off with a place I didn't want to be, but I wanted to be somewhere else. I knew I wanted to do more. And I always had this little insight. It's like, I always wanted to wear the headsets. Whenever my mom would take us through drive-throughs and they would have the little headsets, and some of them went over both ears. Some of them were just like, they all had the bar, and they all had this microphone thing that came out, and they would flip it up, flip it down. At McDonald's, ours was like that, but it had a cord that went from the earpiece down to basically a belt. And on that belt was a little button that was for interior, for exterior, and for to turn off. Like it was amazing. It was really amazing. So I didn't even finish my TikTok thing. So I just recorded. Okay. Oh, there it just posted. So I had to make sure I posted. Ah, that's crazy. So there are different things that I have learned how to do early on at an earlier age. I worked in a lot of retail. I worked a lot of face to face with customers. I did tech support. I did basically I fixed people's phones face to face if they had a problem or needing to transfer their contacts, or they needed to move the SIM card, or they were upgrading or downgrading, or it needed to be a master reset. Like I did all those things face to face. So I always knew how to talk to people whenever there were problems. I always had that, I guess you could say, that history of being able to help people and working on solutions. So as I've grown my Scentsy business, there's a lot of things that I've done that are very similar to the things I've done in the past. So I've just taken those skill sets of troubleshooting, of being informative and being educational, that kind of thing into my business. So when you start this business, and there's so many different people to talk to. So if you're wanting to build a team, you got to think about what kind of skill sets or what kind of occupations are really great with customer service, with education, with um, how to's, very informative. There's so many different occupations that will help. And so for me at the background, I definitely did retail. I did a lot of retail. I did call centers, so I was able to talk to people over the phone. I was able to do emails. I worked in another call center, but I wasn't on the phones for very long. I got moved to accounts, so they were, like major accounts. Um, and then I started Scentsy. I mean, there's a lot of other things in between there, but that's just basically it. So I have dealt with very large companies. I've dealt with small companies. I've dealt with individuals, and you just kind of have like bad days happen, but you just keep moving. So the whole point of this was to show you that things happen and to get through it. But I think I'm kind of going a different direction now. So the way my mind's working is that you have different skill sets. You can get through anything if you are determined to do that. I am a go-getter. If I know that I had to work X amount of hours a week to build my business, then I almost doubled it because I wanted to be better. Not better than my neighbor or better than my upline or better than anybody else. I needed to make sure I understood it because I'm all about knowledge. I'm all about education. I'm all about like knowing how it works without having to look everything up. And it takes me longer to retain information because I am older. I'm a recovering alcoholic. So there's a lot of things in my brain that aren't completely there all the time, that my memory, it takes me a little bit longer to remember things. I can still remember a lot, but the process takes a little bit longer than it used to. So when you are trying to grow your team, when you are trying to build your business up, when you're trying to deal with customers, you have different skill sets that you can work with that. And even if you don't have a certain skill set, maybe you've never had to work customer service, or maybe you've never had to troubleshoot a product, or ever had to help someone either through text message or over the phone, you can still learn these skill sets. Now, with recruiting, let's go to a whole different one because I'm going to skip through as quick as I can on some of the other topics that are popping in my head on skill sets, on recruiting. This is just going to be a mess, guys. Stay with me. I promise. There's going to be a point in here somewhere. Um, on different occupations, the people that you really need to be talking to build up a great team and to get some great partnerships is people that know how to talk to people. Now, where are those skill sets at? Those are going to be your retail establishment. So that means the people in your fast food drive-through. There's going to be the people that you talk to at the doctor's offices, especially the receptionists, especially the PAs, like the doctor's assistants, the physician's assistants, the receptionist. Uh, I don't know who else is in the doctor's offices, but then your nurses, if like in the ER, in the hospital, all of those people have skill sets with talking to people, figuring out what is going on. Now, teachers are like an uncapped area because there are so many teachers that are struggling just to provide supplies for their classrooms. Not less that they need other jobs during the summer. They need other jobs nights and weekends, and they're still trying to take care and educate our children. So when you are trying to think about recruiting, think about the people that are in customer service, in healthcare, in education, in school. Those are going to be your best assets to help your team grow, because it can't just be you training all the time either. You need other people that can work on spreadsheets, that can show different ways to remember customers for follow-up. Maybe some other ones that know how to do PowerPoint or Excel or Canva. You want to make sure that you have different people in your organization that can help everybody else with things that you don't always have to do. Now, am I successful at this? No. I always take on the responsibility of everything for the training. A lot of people aren't comfortable talking to people they don't know about things that they know because they're embarrassed, or they're scared of the camera, or they're scared to mess up like I did, spilling water all over my pants and my shirt. And I'll tell you what, it's not feeling comfortable. But you want to make sure that you're talking to different types of people. Don't always pick your best friend. Don't always pick your best customer. It's nice to ask them, and it's nice to see if they're going to do it, and to see if there's a way that Scentsy can help them or broaden their horizons, broaden their skill sets. There'll be stuff that they learn. There'll be stuff that they can bring to the table. And I'm really lost about what we're going to do in this whole video, but I know I can't redo this. So we're just going to keep going. So as this whole little lesson was about, no matter what happens, keep going. No matter where you're at, you can always move. You can always move away from where you're at toward your goal, going someplace that you need to be. And it doesn't matter where you're starting. It only matters where you want to finish. If you are trying to build up your business, your team, make sure that you're reaching out to people that's just one group that have like customer service skills, that can talk to people, that know how to get down to the nitty gritty of what's going on. What do you need? How can I fix it? What do we need to help you with today? Type thing. So that's going to be any of your retailers, customer service reps on the phone. That's going to be nurses. It's going to be doctors. It's going to be lawyers. It's going to be receptionists. And it's going to be your nurses and doctors, doctors, teachers. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is just a clusterfuck today. Sorry, guys, for the explicit language, but this is my life today. So take your time, figure out what you want to do, figure out who you want to talk to, and get something done today. It may be Friday the 13th, but you know what? It doesn't have to be spooky. It doesn't have to be spooky. Have fun with it. Know that you're going to mess up and know it's going to be how you respond to it that people will relate to. I love you all. I hope you have a blessed day. Guys, I am Cassie Bollinger. I am a Scentsy consultant who is a total mess, who can't seem to get through a video today to save my life. This is my third video today on my business page, on TikTok, and on here. And you know what? None of them went perfect. None of them went right, but they're all posted. They're all visible for anybody to see. So I hope you enjoy this. This is my journey trying to grow my team, grow my business, grow my customer base, just grow and move from where I was at and trying to get to where I want to be. I love you all. Talk to you guys soon.